There aren't very many lightsaber resistant materials in Star Wars canon, but cortosis is one of them. So cortosis is a lightsaber resistant mineral that is in Star Wars canon. It's very rare, it's hard to find, and we don't commonly come across it. Now, cortosis was a lot more prevalent in lots of Legends material. It does show up a little bit in canon as well, but there's a lot more backstory and a lot more usage of cortosis in Legends material. I'll get into that a little bit later. But first of all, how does it work? So a lot of how it works is a bit of a mystery, but basically when a lightsaber comes in contact with the mineral, the cortosis is able to somehow force the energy of the lightsaber blade back into itself, and so that causes the lightsaber to temporarily short out. So it's not a permanent thing, but it buys someone enough time to kind of fight back against a lightsaber, I guess. And lightsaber resistant things are really quite rare in Star Wars canon, or even in Star Wars Legends as well. So in addition to shorting out lightsabers, though, cortosis could do a few other things. So could dissipate the energy of a blaster bolt, and it could also redirect the energy of explosions. So it's a very handy material. You could see lots of different factions wanting to get their hands on this material. As far as what it looks like, so it's kind of this brown mineral. And then it comes from two planets, at least in Star Wars canon, Dinzo and Mokivja. I don't know how to pronounce that last one, you guys. All right, well, let's get back to Star Wars Legends a bit, because that's where cortosis was originally developed. So cortosis first appeared in I, Jedi, a Michael Stackpole novel that came out in 1998, and that was that novel that followed Corran Horn. And so that's where we first heard about it. And we saw so many more uses of cortosis in Star Wars Legends material that we haven't quite seen yet in Star Wars canon material. But in Legends, we saw people use cortosis for gauntlets, armor, shields, vibroblades, and just, other weapons to counter a lightsaber. So that was a pretty big deal. Now, one of the really kind of big moments of cortosis against a lightsaber specifically was when there was this Jedi Master, Shade Potkin, and she survived Order 66, and she had an encounter with Darth Vader and successfully kind of shorted out Darth Vader's lightsaber because she used this cortosis blade, but then he ended up killing her anyway, not in a lightsaber way. So he just choked her or whatever. So on the one hand, she successfully was able to short out his lightsaber. On the other hand, it didn't end up mattering. But I guess that's Star Wars for you. Kind of like how Snoke died, right? But maybe I didn't need to open that can of worms. But anyway, so we first saw cortosis turn up in I, Jedi, and then it became canon again in 2004 in the novel A New Dawn, and that's by John Jackson Miller. And so we have seen a few uses of cortosis since then, but as I said, it hasn't been developed nearly as much as it had been in Star Wars Legends. But, there's a lot of stuff like that now with Star Wars material, since Disney kind of threw a lot of that material kind of to the side. But this has just been kind of a quick look at cortosis. It's pretty cool because it's one of the few rare kind of lightsaber resistant materials in Star Wars canon and in Star Wars Legends. So feel free to comment below.